Good morning, Lana Scott Lighthouse. So, guys, I am going to get to the ear reading this morning. But another message came through. I've been getting these wonderful futuristic type messages of where people are going with this Work Your Light Oracle deck. The imagery in the cards is bringing forth my angels and spirit guides, giving me messages. I've been meditating on them, and the more I delve into what's in the cards for the message today, the more I'm getting messages of that symbol I keep seeing that's got like a solid to it, and then it goes off with different groups, and this feels like this is another group. So I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to do the rune reading here for you guys, and just tell y'all what intuitive hits I've been getting on this since I've been working on this one today. So first of all, we start off with the angels telling me about, I pulled this card, Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic Teacher. And what they're saying is they want me to tell about one of these groups that comes into being in the near future. Now, they're talking about, this is starting to happen now, and it actually has been happening for a while. But as we go through this Pluto into Aquarius, and then back into Capricorn, and then back into Pluto and Aquarius, this is where some of these changes start to come about. So first of all, they're telling me about starting off with a few women. All of these women come from, they start a group somewhere in the future. After structures in government, structures in the way businesses are run, structures of all kinds start coming down, going into the 5D. Like maybe some of it right now is intuition hitting, but like when Pluto goes back into Capricorn, and Capricorn is about building, right? So then some of those structures maybe start showing signs of failing or not working as well in the when Pluto goes back into Capricorn. But then when Pluto goes from Capricorn back into Aquarius, this is when some of these groups start to form, or some of these ideas of these women, and this is feminine energy I'm talking about. It could be also some men. I'm not saying there's no men in this group. There are men that in their, because they're now more balanced in their feminine and masculine energies, are saying, yes, power's been out of balance. We need more balance because everything needs to be on a balanced level for humanity to survive, because people are regenerating, they are evolving, they are expanding. So to start off with, a lot of the people that start off in this group, one of these groups is women or men that are in touch with their feminine side, that are realizing that everything they've ever believed about their religious beliefs and structured religion is not working for them anymore. Okay? They're getting intuitive hits. Their higher self is nudging their conscious mind more. And, we've got these, you see in the back right here, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, we have these primordial waters, okay? So they're talking about starting to build something new, okay? And if you look at this, yesterday I was talking about one of the cards. It actually had, the V was upside down, right? Which was talking about being structured to me. In this one today, this is talking about after the structure falls apart and starts getting rebuilt, okay? Where these people find these women that are in touch. I don't want to say, I keep saying women because that's what they've got on the card, but it's also men that are in touch, that are wanting more balance as well. So don't get hung up in the fact I'm using the women. You see how she's holding her heart light here? This is where women of different beliefs, we're talking Indian, Hindu, Christian, we're talking about Jewish, we're just talking about all them different religions where the women are feeling like they're having their healing abilities and their intuitions, their earth healer abilities, all the different abilities and psychic powers and psychic gifts, and all the opening up on the self, with the higher self, the gifts coming in, your own gifts. These people are feeling like nothing's resonating for them anymore. All the beliefs that they used to have, or maybe they were raised in a certain religion, and they're going to these the religious structures that they've known all their lives, and it's just not resonating anymore. They go in and they look at everybody being devout, and they're going, but this just doesn't feel right anymore. And they're listening to what they're being told, what they're being taught, and they're going, no, that doesn't feel right. That feels like a lie to me. It's no longer my truth. Okay, so. And they're starting to, because of their intuition, and they're just feeling like nothing is meant to stay the same. They're feeling those shifts, and they're seeing things fall apart, or they're seeing more stuff in the news. They're seeing more, getting more intuitive hits. They're having more psychic dreams. They're having more stuff come out to them, and they're saying, you know, are there other people that are feeling this that I'm not feeling? Maybe it's some people that have not been that don't do social media, that haven't seen all the new things coming out, all the different things people are talking about. They've lived in concrete jungles. Their families are so structured that they haven't been exposed to a lot of outside ideas. And as they become exposed to outside ideas and different things that are coming to them intuitively wise, they're just feeling like it's time for them to do something different. Okay, maybe some of these women have, or some of these people have gotten married, divorced, have kids, and they're just feeling like it's not working for them in particular. Okay, so they're starting to actually now look for, why does nothing feel right? Why, they're actually starting to go out, and some of these people are actually starting to find each other. Maybe some of these women come from the same church or the same background. They meet up somewhere, or someone overhears a conversation and says, hey, let me ask you about that. Okay, so they start asking, they start questioning, they start saying, they overhear conversations, or they happen to see something on, maybe someone tunes into social media for the first time and goes and sees something and says, oh wow, I've been dreaming about that. Or, but something I'm not going to quite talk about because my dad and my husband would have a fit, So they're starting to see all these things, and they're starting to tune into it. So in some way, somehow, a sisterhood is born. Now, this card is called Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So these are different types of healers with their healing abyss. They've had first, second, third spiritual awakenings that the old structures are not suiting anymore. So they're starting to look for new answers, because their higher self and their conscious mind is saying, coming along and going, this just doesn't feel right. So they start looking, they start thinking, they start maybe even making small groups within a community. Okay, they start secretly going and looking up stuff that maybe was taboo in their religious beliefs, and they start becoming these warrior women. So warrior woman says, have you answered your deepest calling? So, and this is the Ace of Swords, right? So this is new thinking, new ideas coming to light that kind of expands, contracts. I was talking about this energy the other day, and this is where these structured religions are starting to fall apart. New doorways, new ideas, new things, new ideas are coming in that are meant to grow. More I don't want to say fight or flight. These women are just starting to see that what they've always been led to believe is even more so now not meant for them. Okay, so they're starting to question. They're starting to say, hey, this just isn't resonating anymore. And as these groups come together, they find that their guidance is divinely guided. They start finding new ways to express themselves, new doorways, new openings, as the old paradigms start falling apart. A lot of more light starts coming in, a lot of more ways of doing things. I'm seeing some women and some men too actually leaving where they live or where they've always been to do something different, moving to different places, going to meetings, finding new people with an idea that they've had or something that their intuition is telling them. And then they're going to these new places. They're starting to gather together. And I feel like some of these people are also seeing glimpses of past lives, or getting little pictures of things like I've been getting for a long time, different people, different places, just all kinds of, right before I go to sleep, or just sitting here and get in touch with my spirit guides and my angels going, what do you want to tell me about this card? Because they're saying, stop, look at this card, look at this card. And it just feels like down here, you see there's not a lot of color, right? And going to the higher conscious mind here, there's all this color upside, there's all this beauty in these doorways. It just feels like these are the old paradigms or the old structures falling apart, but at the same time elevating these people. See all the bright color? Maybe even some of these women get together and they start some type of new church or new, not even a worship center, but it's a new place where everybody is welcome. Everybody's welcome to come talk their ideas. And from it, a lot of new, like maybe some women come in, they say, well, I have this idea. And, oh, you have a similar idea? And they work on it together, okay? Other people find another idea or something else, and they say, I had a dream about this, and I saw this, and I'm wondering if there's anything to it, okay? So this is going from that, where these, and it all starts with this Sisterhood of the Rose, guys. It all starts with these, it starts with one, builds to a couple of others. And I still feel like this is women or people of different backgrounds that no longer are working for them. See how she's got her auras like really, really shining here? Like her angels and her spirit guides are saying, maybe it sparks off and actually even starts with one. And she sees something or hears something. She talks to another and it just starts to grow. And they give it a name. They start some kind of new something. And they've already got the beginnings to it starting when maybe some of them, it feels like I don't want to say they're leaving their structured religions, but because that doesn't feel like that's all of it. It feels like it's other kinds of structures that are just no longer working, no longer, because you see how the colors of these cards just kind of go right together. It just feels like taking back your power, with people taking back their power, having these new ideas and saying, well, I'm going to do this regardless if, my family doesn't like it. I'm also feeling like some of this might start when we have that meteor shower, because they were pointing that out to me earlier too. I don't know if y'all can see it in the card here, but in the background here, we've got these stars, and that one card had the meteor shower in it, right? And even though this is one woman in this picture, it feels like it's talking in the background with all these stars and the meteorite shower and all these blooms in the background. It feels like this is women making the conscious choice to be the warrior woman, if that makes any sense, okay? And starting these new structures, being divinely guided, shaking off these old paradigms, these old beliefs that just are not suiting anymore. And then sometime in the future, after all that comes about, we have the Great Gathering. Now, I want y'all to really look at this card, if you can see it in it. All of these figures, I feel like each one of these represents a state head person, or a person from a different country, a different belief, where they're intuitively talking to each other on the astral levels, or they're having a knowing. See, it's all coming together, intuitive hit soul tribe. And somehow, some way, at some point in the future, because they know it intuitively, they feel like they're being led to a certain place. And they all start going there. And I feel like a lot of things are going to happen. I don't know if you can see all these. Maybe even some of these people get drawn towards a certain place in time on the planet where some kind of great, and they run into each other by accident. Some of them run into each other on purpose. It just feels like these people that go somewhere to see something in the skies, and they discover even more there, or they discover more people there, because they've had something on the astral level or on an intuitive level, or that higher conscious mind, higher self, having more integration towards the 5D with the conscious mind, and they just end up, or they also get a message from source or from an intuitive hit all about the same time, during some type of planetary thing. Guys, I don't know what that means. Just take that how it resonates. Okay? I just feel like this group starts off with these few women, and they give it a name. They start a group, and it just starts growing. And it's just one of those groups on that wheel that they're telling me to talk about. They gave me another one too. I'm not going to talk about it today, but they gave me another one too, something called the Tribe of the Seven Sisters. Call back your power, cut the course, soul retrieval. There's 7, so, and this maybe has something to do with the Pleiades, and some kind of, during the dark of a moon or an eclipse of the moon, something else comes about. I don't know, guys. They're just sending me these different messages. So then I pulled the runes, and they're talking about this is definitely something that shows its power after Pluto goes back into Aquarius for the next 24 years, I think it is. This is when one of these groups first somehow, some way gets together, raises its head, shows that they're there, something like that, okay? And then, or maybe even a year from there, because then next we have Jera, which is rewards for efforts in the period of a year. So maybe this is that group getting their shit together in a year. I don't know. Or getting together and getting some intuitive hits that make them, when they realize that they're stronger, and we got Perth, which Perth is like the dice cup, right? And like this, it's talking about secrets coming to light. But when I pulled the rune, it fell like this. Okay, and to me, that makes me feel like this is a select group that stay a small group to begin with, okay? And when structures start falling apart, maybe within their church or their whatever structured, whatever it is that they start seeing not suiting them anymore, that's when they start getting these intuitive hits. And they realize if they stay where they're at, okay, they're not going to have no movement. They're going to continue to be unhappy. They're going to continue to feel like they're pedaling backwards, is what I'm hearing. So if you're one of these people, or you're someone that picks up on this energy at some point in time, this is what's going to affect you the most, is feeling like if you stay where you're at, either physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, you're going to feel like you're pedaling backward into time. You're not going to have no movement. It's too small for you anymore. It has to expand for you to get to where you need to be. Okay? So a lot of people, these women, again, I don't mean just women. Some of these are men, okay, in the future. But at any rate, they have they're on the same path, so to speak, but they all come to it in a different way. And a lot of it has to do with the structured belief system that they come from. Guys, I've been getting that message for a while now. And this deck is really pulling forth some of those messages. I wasn't sure where they were going. But they're saying it's coming. Okay? They're saying it's coming. Okay, so then we have Soilu, and Soilu's talking about success, that when they leave and they start on this personal journey, as they run into these other people, they start feeling this is where they need to be. This is where they're being called, and they're all different types of people. Some of them maybe are pagans that are mystics. They're teachers. They're healers. They're all these special abilities and gifts and spiritual awakenings that are happening. They're starting to realize things in a way that they never have before. And it's extremely high energy, high energetic. Okay. And when they start seeing, like this warrior woman, when they start feeling that warrior woman, that energy, they start getting more flow. They start realizing this is the way, this is the light I'm hearing. And some of them, they're easily able to walk away from the structures of what they've always been told is true. When they realize it's not true, it's easier for them to walk. Some of them, I'm seeing at least a few of you that will walk away from even parents because they're telling you you're wrong and you're saying, no, I'm not. And when you do, that's when everything starts really opening up. and you have that spiritual illumination on the inside. Some of you, during your journey, leaving behind the structures that no longer work, the family traditions that no longer work, the brothers, sisters of whatever is in your background, family, friends, jobs, whatever the structure is that you leave behind, a lot more starts coming into your spiritual attainment areas, and you start rising to the calling, they're saying. Now, this Sisterhood of the Rose, they also, usually this means praying, this is talking about being divine godly algis, right? But it's also saying today that they come up with a symbol, some type of symbol. I heard when I drew this rune, some type of symbol that they use to represent the feminine energy, warrior woman being divinely guided, going forth, and they come up with some type of a symbol that a lot of people put their umbrellas underneath, I'm hearing. It expands, it contracts, it expands. I keep seeing that. They're pointing out this blue light right here. Guys, to me, I see blue as healing, but this is also kind of purpley blue. So higher attainment, higher actual brain evolution. They're saying somebody at some point has a brain injury that results in some gifts or something to do with the head, something about getting out of your head or something happening to your head, and all this light comes in and realization. So I don't know if somebody actually gets hit in the head or they get out of their head. In other words, they start just feeling their physical body and feeling a lot of more light coming in. That sets off intuitive hits, that sets some of them off on this journey. Or maybe that's others after the Sisterhood of the Rose. I don't think it's called Sisterhood of the Rose, but it's some kind of sisterhood that comes about. Guys, take that how it resonates, okay? I'm going to see here about, I'm just going with my intuition right now and seeing what they want me. Not this one. Let's just, let me see. Details, I got that before. Anything else you want to tell them? Divine Spark. So they're telling me to, Divine Spark, heal the ouch. Home is not where it okay, so they're giving me messages. I pull these cards, guys. So you're feeling the divine spark. And the structured religions that are no more working for you to heal that discomfort that you're feeling of needing to leave that place. And guys, I feel like they're talking about this is that Pluto energy again right here. Even though it's a cup with the light burning in it, it feels like they're saying this is Pluto. Pluto is where it's at now. And then where it goes into Capricorn. And then where it comes out again and this something starts to grow. These structures that are no longer working. Because this is a doorway, right, guys? I don't know if y'all can see it on the card here. It's showing this arched doorway. They're saying this structure that no longer works for you, that you've outgrown, that's where you need to expand outside of yourself. Because now, what you always considered home, what you always considered what was true for you is no longer true. And a new light is shining and opening up, okay, where you're meant to go towards. If that resonates for you guys, that message is for you. And then they're giving me the talisman card. They're saying your new talisman is on your journey going forward. You see how she's got her back to us? It's saying the past is no longer working for you. Your guides, your spiritual counselors, your angels, your ancestors. That's what this dragon is here. That's on her arm. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Where you've turned your back on the regular structures of what are no longer working for you. And you're now feeling this divine light. And you're saying, I'm taking this with me on my journey going into the future because I know this is where I'm meant to go. I'm turning my back on what no longer works. And a lot of it has to do with spirituality, guys. I don't know if you can see the symbol in the picture. They don't always point this out to me, this symbol that's in here. And it's and this is your higher self observing your conscious self making this decision, because otherwise it would be the other way around, right? You would see her face, you would see the structure, you would see the this is just saying that this is true, that some of you are turning your backs on what no longer is working for you and taking up this new intuition. And it's I don't know, they're showing me the movie, oh god, what was that movie with the kid with the every time he found one of these balls, it led him somewhere, and the ball would glow. And it was a real movie. It wasn't one of those cartoons. I'm not talking about Goku and all those, the Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking about, this was an actual movie. I can't remember the name of the child that did it, but every time he found one of these belts that went on his purse, it lit up like the back of her gown. So this is telling me that as you get more balanced, okay, and you start going forward on your journey, and you start taking this new light, this new divinity, these new downloads, this new opening up spirituality of the old paradigm breaking down and the new coming in, that you are now headed on a path where all this light's going to come in, and you're going to find your divine purpose. And I'm picking up that some of you will be some of these warrior women that start even more groups on that wheel I keep seeing. Okay, but it all starts from this sisterhood. Far reaching, they're saying. So they're talking about, because next comes the dragon's lair. Okay, guys? So they're saying that this is where you are being divinely guided to go. And that those of you that haven't yet started to climb these steps that are in this that you will. Okay, and it's going to take you to this higher place of being, okay, a new structure, something new, and somebody that is part of these women, that's in this beginning group right here. A lot of you are going to see the new way, see the new light in the future, and go this way. Some of you are going to leave, I don't think anyone's going to leave their children behind, but I feel like some of you, man or woman, it doesn't matter, that you're going to follow this intuitive knowing for this future. And guys, they're telling me this is some of it is starting now, but it's a lot of this that some of you may experience. You may not see this for another year. At least a year, they're saying. Guys, this is very futuristic. I don't know how else to put it, but that's what I feel like that they're saying. And the words I'm hearing in my head, that divine spark. Guys, take that how it resonates. This is just something new that's coming. Another one of those groups. And so then we have strength. You are more than you think you are, they're saying. This is a 44 card. Man or female, it doesn't matter. But this is talking about you. Some of you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you have already been feeling this. I'm hearing 2 years for some of you, 5 years for some of you. And some of you, the structures have already been not working, and you're already going towards something new that you consider to be a new sacred. Something new and more sacred to you than whatever was before, which is causing more of your intuition leading you, more new dreams coming, more. And some of you, they're saying some of you are actually proclaiming yourselves to be starseeds, healers. Starseeds are in here as well, guys. For some of you that have been listening to the channels that have starseed messages, some of it's resonating, some of it's not. But it's all divinely guided, they're saying. So guys, take that how it resonates. Okay? Anything else? Is there anything else? No, not saying no more cards. So this is the Sisterhood of the Rose. This is an angel message, guys, of this Sisterhood of the Rose, warrior women, or warrior woman, being divinely guided, finding a soul tribe, things coming together in the near future that divinely spark. All right, guys, I am going to do the air reading. I'm getting ready to do that now. And see what they have come in. But this is just one of those groups that's on the, guys, I might have to get my big notebook out. I've got one of these, it's like 1 foot by 3 feet long, and I'm gonna have to draw that drawing and maybe even start putting some of these cards on it. Like one's the Earth Healers. That was the one I did yesterday. Today we're talking about Sisterhood of the Rose, which I don't know how to put what I'm feeling. It's this thing becomes so big, and it ends up with women of all backgrounds, other countries, other teachings, something just much, much, much bigger than anything that's going on right now, guys. I just don't know how else to phrase what they're telling me, what they're showing me about as structures start to break down in the old paradigms, going into the 5D, and how we're evolving, regenerating, how more powerful people believe themselves to be in the future, that especially any groups that have been felt to be made small by past structured religions, jobs, some of those corporate jobs where, you see all men in there leading everything and there aren't no women, right? And women have been rising for a long time, but I'm feeling like this is talking about feminine energy in general, and a lot of new growth and things going towards a growth spurt for women, I guess this is, they're saying. But anyway, guys, and this is heart driven. This is definitely heart driven. I always use my angel heart, but today I pulled out the heart for the wings, angel wings first, and then when I was pulling the runes, I actually pulled this out, and I was going to leave it there, and they said, no, this is just heart driven. It goes up here. So I said, okay, and then I continued on pulling the runes, and I'm curious to see in the future this group, whoever they are, that comes up with this symbol. Because that's what they're talking about in this August. I'm curious to see what symbol you guys come up with. I'll be looking for that symbol in the future. I think I'm going to see it somewhere. Somebody's going to come up with something that's going to mean all women, all places, all times, past, present, future, primordial waters, lots of growth, very deeply structured yet not structured because of what, I don't know. Just a lot of light-driven, higher self, intuitively led. And there will be there's no place for ego here, they're saying, guys. So if there's anybody in the future that they will, and I've said that in a message, but not earlier this year, last year sometime, there's no place for ego here. This is to help all peoples. And even though it starts out with women, there will be men in there. Don't think there won't be no men. There will be men. I'm just saying this is just something that's a new paradigm, a new structure, with very strong women that are being led by their heart. Guys, take it how it resonates. Sisterhood of the Rose. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you. Lighthouse.